gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on, keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared, and I'm scared too, but here I am, right next to you, yeah. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Oh, one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love. Thank you. All right, sing this one with me, please. It's very easy. You'll catch on pretty quickly. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength that I have, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This pride that I have, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Whoa, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Nice job singing out there. Gotta invite Greg up to sing This Land Is Your Land. I know you know that one.
All right, here we go. Hello. Everybody's looking great out there.
Thanks for coming out on this chilly day.
What's your last name? Tracy. This is Devin Tracy. Let's give her a big hand.
All right. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. Here we go. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps through the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me, a voice came calling. This land was made for you and me.
Here we go.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California
To the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest
to the Gulf Stream
waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, a voice was chanting as the fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. One more time. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Let's do it again.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
My fingers are already frozen. Yeah.
So if you don't know the words to these songs, all the lyrics are on the website, which you can see above. There's also lyrics being passed around.
Except for this song.
Except for this song,
Except for this
because
song.
Greg wrote it.
James. So I'm James
James.
Graham, and
James?
that's all right. This one is not so much a sing-along, but I wrote it, it's pretty old now, just like just like the situation we're in. I wrote it just when that was kind of getting started. Couple in the next room, start the day out right. Banging on the wall, I'm listening to soft, sweet cries. Dying here next to you with a head full of lies. Still wishing you're in my souls, we're entwined. These hotel rooms are all the same. I'm still dreaming about the chambermaid. The boy has come back for the day, gonna kick the man right out of the way. There's a mess all over the sidewalk. All anybody seems to have is time to talk. Feels like it's getting late. Cover your mouth, for heaven's sake. Don't like the wind that's blowing. These idiot seeds we've been sowing. Gonna sit down and write me a letter. Try to make a change for the better. Try to make a change for the better. Drove up in a U-Haul and cleaned us out. Neighbor never cared enough to check it out. Thought he could be king for a day. We tried getting the law to help stand in the way. Baseball bat on the porch outside. Glass all over the floor, St. Sebastian's trying to hide. You can pin yourself up on the wall. Listen for the sound of the waterfall. Don't like the wind that's blowing. These idiot seeds we've been sowing. Sit down and write me a letter. Try to make a change for the better. Try to make a change for the better. Drone circling in the pale moonlight. Sheriff's on the take, everybody knows she's doing all right. Brand new car in overtime. Never had a problem placing the dimes. I'm on the road, on my way back home. Highway of hating, I'm all alone. Who's that in the window wearing my face? And how did we end up in this place? Don't like the wind that's blowing. These idiot seeds we've been sowing. Sit down and write me a letter. Try to make a change for the better. Don't like the wind that's blowing. These idiot seeds we've been sowing. Sit down and write me a letter. Try to make a change for the better. Try to make a change for the better. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. It's going to be a great day. We got some good speakers coming up, so stick around.
Thank you, Devin and James. Thank you.
Okay, where are we going to be?
Just take,
How about
yeah, right here. Let's use this one. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay. 2, 3. Hello,
Hello,
friends.
I'm Maddie Pluhar,
I'm Rob Green.
and we are proud to represent the leadership team of Indivisible New Hampshire Upper Valley.
Thank you for coming out. What a beautiful day. And take a moment and look around. What a beautiful crowd. I want to take a moment also to thank Adam Swarcher and Derek Berkins for running the sound, and our speakers for coming out, and the Upper Valley Coalition, and all the volunteers who helped bring this rally together.
Without their help, this event would not be nearly so rich as it will be today. Thank you so much for all of those helpers. And thanks to all of you for coming to No Kings 3 in Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Donald Trump. Ooh. His mega billionaire friends and his authoritarian supporters are trying to use fear and violence to control us. When the powerful point the finger at immigrants, fascism is coming for everyone. We've heard it in the hate-filled immigrant, anti-immigrant, anti-diversity, and anti-trans rhetoric. We've seen it in the SAVE Act, in the cruelty exhibited by ICE, and in the illegal war in Iran, in which we say, no ICE, no wars, no kings.
No ICE, no wars, no kings. Oh, that's me. The ugliest regime in the world is using our tax dollars illegally to pay for their power grabs and fund their hate. $40 billion to prop up an autocrat in Argentina, $150 billion for ICE. Now they're asking for $200 billion more for a war in Iran instead of improving American lives. Worse than the corrupt use of our money, Trump is now risking the lives of young people who are likely going to be deployed to Iran. There's so much more. Oh yeah, what about the Epstein files? Did he actually make me forget them? Oh no! So to all this we say, no ICE, no wars, no kings.
No ICE, no war, no kings. We're here in public protest because we refuse to become a land of violence and greed. We reject all forms of authoritarianism and fascism. Our persistent protests have been successful. Together, we compelled Spotify to stop selling ads to ICE. Here in Manchester, are we better? Okay, all the power, wow. Here in Manchester, Avello ended its deportation flights. In February, DHS gave up on building a warehouse for human beings in Merrimack. Why were we successful? Because millions of individuals like you said no. All across the country, we boycotted, we protested publicly, we flooded our members of Congress with phone calls, letters, and emails. When we unite peacefully and with persistence, we reclaim our power. And that's why we say, no ICE, no wars, no kings.
No ICE, no wars, no kings. Neither Rob nor I are politics heads. We came to political activism because, like you, we chose to take a stand instead of wringing our hands. We want to give a shout out to all of you who are here for the first time. It takes courage to take a stand.
we want to acknowledge all those who have been going out to protests over and over again, out on the bridges, out to the honks and waves, despite whatever the weather, hot and cold. We appreciate all the organizations in the Upper Valley who are working nonviolently to resist fascism. It takes courage to believe in a better future while ugliness spouts from the mouths of those in power. And so that's why we're here again to say, no ICE, no wars, and no kings.
No ICE, no wars, no kings. The crisis equals opportunity. An Argentine poet wrote, "Sometimes a great destiny sleeps to be awakened by anguish." We are waking up. The national resistance that began in early 2025 has grown tremendously. We started with 1,500 hands-off events last April. Now there are over 3,200 No Kings events today. And we have grown by millions of protesters every time. Growth matters because the powerful notice. Billionaires lose money when we boycott. Autocrats lose power when we vote against them. And everyone notices when regular people like you and me stand up to say, no ICE, no wars, no kings.
No ICE, no wars, no kings. We are not watching history. We are making history. No ICE, no wars, no kings.
No ICE, no wars, no kings.
Thank you so much, everybody. We have a wonderful program for you today. We're really excited to present our MC, who has a very creative approach to her role. Please give a warm welcome to our very own on our leadership team, Sherry Boucher.
Thank you, Rob Green and Maddie Pluhar. Big round of applause. They're among the leaders of Indivisible New Hampshire Upper Valley, which organized this protest today. You can find out more about Indivisible and learn ways that you can support the resistance at the blue tent over by the stage. And let's hear it for our opening musician, Devin Tracy. We owe a big thank you to the man who provided our sound system and organized all the musicians for today, the man who runs the Anonymous Coffee House, Adam Sorsher. And a big thank you to his sound engineer, Derek Birkins. Hey. We've got more speakers and music ahead, but first, a little bit of housekeeping. If you didn't get a little sticker when you entered the park, please stop by the Indivisible tent to get one. We're trying to get a head count. Upper Valley Dogs is selling their all-beef hot dogs and chips in the center of the park if you get hungry. There you'll also see a memorial to 8 of the people who died in the past year after being arrested by ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. We are all here because we have some serious problems in this country today, problems that are sometimes heartbreaking, sometimes sad. So I want to explain why I'm up here in a silly costume. When ICE invaded Portland, Oregon last year and terrorized the population, peaceful protesters took to the streets to object to ICE's illegal and cruel activities, exercising their First Amendment rights. ICE responded with tear gas, flashbang grenades. It was scary. But a brave protester came in an inflatable frog suit. Who here knows about the Frog Brigade in Portland? Yes. It instantly showed ICE for what they are: ridiculous, insecure thugs trying to bully a peaceful frog. More and more protesters started wearing costumes, standing in joyful solidarity on the side of justice. We share that vibe at our rally today. We will not be intimidated. We take joy in each other and look out for one another. We are here for democracy and the rule of law. I want to remind everyone that a core principle of all No Kings events is a commitment to nonviolent action. We expect all participants to seek to de-escalate any potential confrontation with people who may disagree with our values and to act lawfully at these events. Weapons of any kind, including those legally permitted, should not be brought to our events. Okay, so here's what's ahead for today. We'll hear from New Hampshire Executive Councilor Karen Leo Hill, followed by some music. Next, we'll welcome two pastors who will talk about the ice surge in Portland, Maine. A local activist will describe how you can plug into networks to support immigrants' rights. After that, we'll have more music before hearing from farmer Chuck Worcester of Sunrise Farms. Some local college students will give us their points of view, followed by more music. Then State Representative Tom Corman will talk about state-level challenges, and we'll end around 2:30 with some news about what's next and, of course, music. Without further ado, let me introduce New Hampshire Executive Councilor Karen Leo Hill. She is the highest-ranking Democrat in the state. Yeah. We here in Lebanon know her well. She served on the Lebanon City Council for 20 years, including a stint as mayor. Voters elected her 4 times to be the Grafton County Treasurer. She has been a champion on the topics of public education, climate change, abortion rights, housing, childcare, sustainability, and social justice. Please give a big welcome to Executive Councilor Karen Leo Hill.
Sherry. Wow, that was really wonderful. Thank you so much, Sherry. And you know, Sherry is not just a great cat in a costume. She also is an incredible part of our Energy Advisory Commission here in Lebanon, doing great things and helping advance the woke agenda right here in Lebanon. This is my sign from No Kings 1. It says, love your neighbor, love your country, and I'm very glad to get to recycle it for No Kings 3 today. It is an incredible honor to serve as an executive counselor here in New Hampshire. You know, all states have a governor. We're the only state that has a governor and an executive council. We're an extra check and balance on the governor in New Hampshire. I like to say that New Hampshire is the most anti-tyrannical state. The existence of the Executive Council is proof of that. We also have 400 members of our New Hampshire State House. That's even more proof. I like to say New Hampshire is the OG Antifa. Yes.
Nobody knows where to get their signatures. There is no blue tent. So if you would, I said a lot of people, uncounted people wandering around wondering what number of people are.
All right, thank you, Louisa Spencer. So if you are interested in getting a number, apparently getting a number so that you can be counted is a thing, there is a blue tent right over here. No, that's not correct. What am I supposed to be saying? The blue tent was publicized, it does not exist, and so what is the alternative? There are people at the entrances to the park, and if you would like a sticker, you can go to an entrance. Is that correct?
The most reliable entrance is the furthest one away.
Excellent. So at some point, go to the entrance the furthest point away and get your sticker. Thank you, Louisa, for that public service announcement. This is good. Across the country, there are over 3,000 of these events taking place. People are being counted. By the end of the day, we will be in the millions. Thank you, Louisa, for reminding us how important it is to be counted, because when we are together, we make a difference. It may feel like things are getting worse. And in fact, it's true. We know that public action, that public protest is working because things are getting worse. In Minneapolis, we saw masked agents gun down people in the streets. We are now in an illegal war in Iran. ICE has now come to Burlington and to Maine. Our neighbors are facing the same things that our neighbors in Minneapolis have been facing. And the Trump administration is trying to force states to turn over voter information to the federal administration. Boo is right. Things are getting worse. And yet we have seen the power of public action here in New Hampshire. Thousands of people protested against the ICE detention facility, and it's not happening in the town of Merrimack. You know, it might seem like things are getting worse, and indeed they are getting worse. And in fact, this is deliberate on the part of the Trump administration, on the part of the forces for authoritarianism and fascism. They are doing their best to destroy our democracy, to demoralize all of us. They think that they can outlast us. But no. We are not defeated. In fact, we are not afraid, or even if we are afraid, we will not be stopped. We are here. And we have faith. We have faith that there will be a time after this time, right? There will be a time when we will be able to rebuild and heal and make life better for the people of our country. That is what we are all about. We're here because ultimately we love one another. We love our nation. We love our country. And this is what brings us out for No Kings #3, for the bridge brigades that happen all of the time across our state, for the people that come and testify in the legislature in Concord, for the people that hold signs or go online to testify against bills. All of us, we are doing this out of love for one another. And so here we are today with our signs, with all of these beautiful signs, with the creativity of art, with the music, and we will outlast the forces that are gathered against us. We will be here in the time that comes after this time. We will make life better for all of the people that we love. Who is our neighbor? All of us. Everyone is our neighbor. And so I would like to invite you to join me in a song that comes to us from our neighbors in Minneapolis. It's very easy, I promise you. And even if someone told you once upon a time that you're not a good singer, you are still invited to sing this song. It's a little call and response, and it goes like this. We are here. We are here. With each other. Our love for each other will carry us through. Our love for each other will carry us through. We are here. We are here. With our neighbors. Together. Our love for each other will carry us through. Sing it again. Our love for each other will carry us through. We are here for our country. Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, our love for each other will carry us through. Singing is an incredibly important part of the resistance, connecting us with the people of Minneapolis and connecting us with people over the centuries who have gathered in opposition, in resistance to social inequality and injustice. And when we sing, we connect with the movement across centuries and across geography. You know what else is an important part of the resistance? Chanting. So here we go. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what resistance looks like. Show me what resistance looks like. Show me what justice looks like. Show me what justice looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Last one. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Karen Leo Hill. I want to encourage those of you in the back who are having trouble hearing, move forward, everybody. There's plenty of room right in front of the stage, and I promise your ears will not be blown out. Come on up. Okay, next up, let's welcome musician River Glenn.
An honor to be here with you all. Here's a song I wrote just a few weeks ago. I am not a fair weather patriot. I am tragedies plus time plus 6 strings. My inheritance both is and is not personal. Counting and recounting poverties. I'll sing 'em out, I'll tell it to you honest. Got no answers for you, but I'll show you mine. I ain't one to try to sell you on religion, but I do believe in the divine. While the wheels of capitalism keep on turning, burning rubber down our socialized roads, I drive west across the bridge over the river, from my mom's house to my dad's, my childhood home. There's a man standing panhandling on the corner. Won't be long till he has a Cash App QR code. Oh, come on, we all know where this is going. Jury's out on if we'll turn the boat. And I believe in modern day dragons. I believe they look a lot like man. I believe their wicked wealth is just unhealthy for people and the land. I am many things, a feminist among them. I am also just a dude. I benefit from many of our systems as they are, and I believe that I can be a force for good. Oh, come on, we just want to root for the home team. We don't want to root for the logos. When did the spirit of sports like conduct turn visitors into foes? It's 2026, year of our overlords, and our teeth are still luxury bones. So I'ma greet the Grim Reaper when he come find me. To my surprise, he forgives my student loans. There's actually many men panhandling on corners. I am sure I didn't see them as a kid. Now I am not a fair weather patriot. There are atrocities my country still commits. with manufactured consent from the masses, fentanyl, the new WMDs. I believe there are warmongers in our parties. Is the plan to produce weapons for eternity? The US doesn't protest like other countries. Maybe we're afraid what we might do. It's amazing what a despot can accomplish, armed with 3 chords and fake news. And I wanna be an unselfish lover. I wanna be a grateful child. I don't wanna insult calling people perfect. I too have laundry on the line. I believe there are more airplanes in the oceans than submarines in the sky, and that the internet's full of dirt for conflict farming we take to bed with us and it leaves us lonely. There's actually women, mothers panhandling corners. Have we any clear sign of the end times? I see him driving back across the bridge over the river, between my parents across a great divide. It's my pleasure to invite my sister Jess Raymond onto the stage. That was a song I wrote called A Great Divide. I think you're on this one right here. And now we're going to do a song that Jess wrote, and she has a part for you to sing with us. It's so powerful to sing together. So I'm going to hand it over. Jess Raymond, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be up here with you all. So I have a song that is called Red, White, and Blue. It's our country too. And the chorus goes like this. I'm going to sing it once, and then we'll sing it all together, and we'll just get it going. It goes, red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is our country too. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is our country too. Now they find God in the skyline, and this one's got the goddess by her side. And I find them both in anything that grows. I find it all in anything alive. I say red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is our country too. Now I could give my love to the boys, and I can give my love to the girls, and I can love them both right and all in the same night, 'cause this is a beautiful world. I say red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is our country too. Now when I need to walk, I take my time. And when I need a light, I just shine. And when I dance, it's crazy. I choose when to have my babies, and they will not take away that right. Well, red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. This is our country too. And I will not turn away from Minnesota. You took whistles to the streets when their guns were loaded. Well, prairie roots grow deep. Minnesotans plant their feet. Winter people know ice can be broken. Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue.
Let's hear it for River Glenn and Jess Raymond. A moment of seriousness here. You may have noticed the posters with photos of 8 people that we placed near the center of the park. These are victims of ICE in the past year. Please take a moment to remember them with me as I read their names. Keith Porter Jr., a father of 2, shot and killed by an off-duty ICE agent. Emmanuel Damas, who died while in custody from an untreated tooth infection. Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse, he was shot to death by ICE while helping a protester. Liam Ramos, 5 years old. He was detained by ICE with his father. We hope that young Liam will recover from his trauma. Nurul Amin Shah Alam, a nearly blind refugee, found dead after being left outside a closed coffee shop by ICE agents at night in winter. Ruben Ray Martinez, the first to fall from ICE violence 1 year ago. Daffy Michelle, a Haitian asylum seeker, found dead on the street after being dropped off by ICE. Renee Good, a mother of 3, her last words before being shot dead by an ICE agent were, "I'm not mad at you." Please honor these victims with a few moments of silence. May all those killed by ICE and by Customs and Border Patrol rest in peace. We urge that federal agents be brought to justice for their cruel and illegal behavior. Of course, these 8 are not the only victims. At least 42 people have died because of ICE custody in the past year. We hope there will be no more. We hope this cruelty will end. We are all here, united and indivisible, to ensure that it does end. Now I'd like to introduce Pastors Mandy LePay Freeberg and Reba Delzell. Mandy LePay Freeberg has served as the senior pastor of the Church of Christ at Dartmouth College since 2017. Reba Delzell is an ordained minister at Williston Emmanuel United Church in Portland, Maine. They're here to share with us what it has been like since ICE surged into Portland. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Mandy Lape Freeberg. We keep learning each other's languages, don't we? And closer? Tilt it down? Okay.
Thank you.
I'm Mandy Lape Freeberg, and I'm one of the co-pastors at the Church of Christ at Dartmouth College, a member of the United Church of Christ denomination, and we're located in Hanover, New Hampshire, just up the road. I am humbled and honored to be here. My friend Reba and I have been invited to speak today specifically from a Christian perspective in response to what is going on in our nation and our world. And frankly, that is a big ask. Christianity has an enormous footprint, and historically anyway, more often than not, organized expressions of the faith have not been faithful to Jesus' spirit or concerns, nor have official bodies of the faith empowered average people. That said, authentic Christianity, when it is lived down in faithfulness to the life and ministry of Jesus Christ, who was born poor, was a refugee, lived an itinerant lifestyle, and who overlooked the disenfranchised, who welcomed the overlooked and disenfranchised. Jesus Christ is profoundly life-giving and powerful to all people, particularly those outside of power. Liberation theology says that God has a special, non-exclusive love for the marginalized, which tells Christians that we are to side with the oppressed against injustice every single time. There are so many ways in which the current administration of our nation is bastardizing and distorting Christianity, such as presenting the illegal military action in Iran, the so-called Epic Fury, as a holy war, the relentless vilification and attacks on our trans siblings, the disempowerment of women vis-a-vis reproductive and voting rights, the misguided alignment of religion and nationalism, and the wholesale abandonment of protecting our environment. I'd love to talk about all of those and how Christians think they are wrong, but our time is short. So Reba and I would like to focus today on the recent treatment of refugees and immigrants in particular, and we hope that you will extract from those concerns all the other issues that have been in the news and are a desperate concern for our nation and how our country impacts the world. In the sacred texts from both Christianity, which is the religion that Jesus was born into and that his life and ministry grew around, and in Judaism, there are calls demanding compassion toward immigrants, refugees, and people who do not share our basic experiences, whatever our basic experiences are. Let me share some of these sacred texts with you. You shall not oppress a sojourner, for you yourselves were sojourners. Love the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. The Jewish text calls for establishing legal equality, stating, you shall have just one law for both the stranger and the citizen. And the Hebrew Bible pronounces a curse upon anyone who withholds justice from the foreigner, the fatherless, or the widow. In the New Testament, Jesus identifies with the stranger, saying, I was a stranger, and you invited me in. This comes from a story where he's telling his followers about how they ought to treat others, emphasizing that caring for immigrants is actually caring for Christ. Another text encourages Christians to show hospitality to strangers, all strangers. And throughout Scripture, we are told to be loving not just in words, but in truth and in action. And one of Jesus' most compelling stories, he defines neighbor as anyone in need, regardless of nationality or background. All of this means that definitively, inexcusably, in no uncertain terms, people who call themselves Christians must care for the needs of immigrants and refugees and others who need support and mercy. We must deliberately ensure that we are compassionate and welcoming, and that we find ways to assist the thriving of all within our culture. This isn't a call for lawlessness or a lack of organization or about how we structure ourselves, but to expel people in cruel and violent ways is not compatible with Christianity, period, full stop. My friend Reba lives in Portland, Maine. She's been on the front lines lately, living out this Christian call to protect and defend immigrants. Please welcome her.
Thanks, Mandy. Will you take that? That's amazing. As Mandy said, I am Pastor Reba Delzell. It is an honor to be back in the Upper Valley. I used to live across the river in Sharon, Vermont, where I pastored the Sharon Congregational Church. So if anyone knows me, hello. I am currently pastor at Williston Emmanuel United Church in Portland, Maine, where we have served the immigrant community for over a decade. We have provided phone vouchers and bus passes. We have given out food and diapers, helped with utility bills and rent. And most recently, we worked with the Greater Portland Family Promise to provide a shelter for recently arrived asylum seekers who stayed in our building for a year. We also are the home for 2 African congregations. So I was definitely hearing what was happening in those communities just based on the activity that we have had with our immigrant neighbors. What I want to share with you is some of the lessons that were learned, that I learned during the surge 2 months ago, the operation that was inhumanely called Catch of the Day.
Shame.
One of the first things I learned is that it is so important to be building relationships. You are doing that here and now, and that is important. It is important to continue networking. One of the reasons why this was important is our director of the Maine Council of Churches received a phone call from a man named Ben who owned an apparel manufacturing company that employs 50-plus immigrants. And he was worried for their safety as ICE began circling, the streets around that particular factory. He made one call, and that call led to more than what he was hoping for. He was hoping for just 2 to 3 clergy people to show up. On that first day, 20 of us showed up. We formed a human wall to protect their employees who were fearful of coming to work and leaving work due to the intensified ICE operations in the area. So we showed up in the morning and we showed up in the afternoon to make sure they got safely in and out of the building. We were called the God Squad. So please remember to stay in communications with each other, to build those relationships, whatever your group is, whatever your organization is, even if it's just happening in your neighborhoods, build relationships. It's important to stand united. When our asylum neighbors, our immigrant neighbors were sheltering in place, too afraid to go to work and school and their places of worship, too afraid to even go grocery shopping, it was clear that food needed to be delivered to all of these households. Many organizations were willing to step forward and to do the work, but they got smart and realized they needed to come together, pool their resources so that they could more effectively and efficiently serve the people in need. Stay united. Learn from each other. I learned so many protest songs from the vigils that I went to and the protests that we showed up at. We were learning from each other, songs that touch the heart. Even one sung here, I've not heard those yet. There's a lot of them out there. When we decided we needed to go to Susan Collins' office to see if she might use some of her power to get ICE out of our state, we wanted to show up and just hang outside her office. 30 of us made sure that we were coached by Quakers who specialize in peaceful protest. So we wanted to learn from them so that we could do it in an honorable, safe, just way. I will also add that afternoon is when Susan Collins spoke up and asked that the surge begin to stop. So showing up works. It works. We also took the time to learn from those in Minnesota. So I attended at least one Zoom call in which those on the front lines in Minnesota were talking to us about things that we could learn, things that we could do, and things we needed to be aware of. The last lesson that I want to share, this one is very important. You must remember to rest. The surge in Maine was only 10 days. It was exhausting. It is so important to learn how to take care of yourself because we cannot do this work if we are exhausted. Take care of yourself. Pace yourself. Should ICE show up, pace yourselves. And help out whoever is in leadership. Make sure they are taking care of themselves. Rest. As long as this administration is in power, we have to keep showing up. We have to keep fighting. We need to build relationships and network. We need to stand united. We need to learn from each other and rest. And most of all, we need to stop. We need to not stop believing. Whatever belief is for you, whether it is an organized religion, whether it is your higher power or the God of your understanding, whether it is the healing energy that you get from nature or the power of community and love, don't stop believing. And believe that someday this madness and cruelty and injustice will end. Thank you. To Mandy Lake Freeberg and Reba Delzell. Now please welcome Kate Collins. She is active in local immigrant solidarity network of organizations, and she'll talk about how maybe we can best be ready for ICE. Take it away, Kate.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to the folks of Indivisible Upper Valley, New Hampshire for bringing us together. I want to speak a little bit about the current situation with immigration enforcement in the Upper Valley and how each one of us has a role to play in supporting our community and keeping ourselves and our neighbors safe. A lot of people in the Upper Valley, even though we don't have a surge, a lot of people are affected by the current state of terror around ICE and CBP enforcement in this country. A lot of people are already staying home, afraid to go to work, places like that. Certainly, they're on alert and they need support from their neighbors. And we all have things we can do to keep our neighbors and ourselves safe. So there is a network of people, many networks, organizing to support immigrants and people of color in general in the Upper Valley, not to conflate these groups. But lots of people are threatened by ICE in particular. And ICE and CBP are present in the Upper Valley. They've been here all along since they were founded back in 2003. We don't have the big surge. We're not seeing the mass raids, not in the core of the Upper Valley, but there's still activity. There's still reason to be cautious. So I want to recruit all of you to support the community in these ways. Is this sound overwhelming? Is there a lot of feedback? No, you're cool. Thanks for that. You'll notice there's cards up at the tent right here, the blue tent, but I also have folks that are distributing these cards. It's got the see something, say something numbers on the front. That's for the hotline for the, if you see immigration enforcement in Vermont or New Hampshire, call that in right away. It is so important that this news gets promptly to local activists and people that can support folks who are actively being threatened in the event of surveillance maybe happening outside their home or workplace, or if someone is detained. We want to know right away when those things happen so we can mobilize legal support, support for families, and so on and so forth. And that speed, that rapid response really makes a difference. We want people to get an immigration lawyer immediately, and they're going to file to keep that person from being sent out of state, ideally. They're going to file to get that person freed immediately, ideally, because ICE and CBP are acting in ways that are very lawless, so when people can get a lawyer and their day in court, they can go home. So we're working hard to make that happen. And there's something else I want to ask your help to do on the back side of these cards, which you can get if you don't have one, at the table or from folks wandering around in the crowd here. There's a number for the text notification system. This is a way that you all, and I do mean everyone, and I'm explicitly inviting white people to sign up for this so that we're all on the list of text notification list. This is how you can get news when there is verified immigration enforcement activity in the Upper Valley. So you'll know what is the relative level of threat, which can change so quickly. And then you can also share that information with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. And if things get more active here, you can also know right away to be more vigilant when you're driving to work, when you're at work, to be thinking, eyes up, being ready to take action to support your neighbors, your coworkers, and your family. And along those lines, one of the things that activists throughout the region and the country really, really, really want people to do that you've heard about already today is truly organize with your community. Have a block party. To my neighbors on Green Street, I know it's been a little while, but I hope we'll get together this spring. When we know each other, when we're close with the people that we are physically close with, that's the most powerful, resilient structure that we can be in to keep ourselves safe and feeling safe. You want to be sure that people are socially safe in their community as well, too. So let's be sure our community is warm and welcoming and connected in these ways. This is a powerful way to keep people free and feeling free at the same time. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Kate Collins. Now, please welcome musician James Graham.
Okay, I've been rehearsing with some singing resistance groups, and I was so inspired that I wrote a song that I hope you'll join me in singing. The lyrics are on the website, as they mentioned, where the URL is right up there. I'm going to sing each of the verses twice, so after you hear the first one, you might be able to sing along with the second one. It's the weather. Okay, it's called Only Peace in the Present. Present will bring peace in so much. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you for being here today.
Right, big hand for James Graham. And I want to say one more time, plenty of room up by the stage. If you can't hear, come on up. So who here loves going to a farmer's market? Who likes eating fresh local produce from our local farmers? Our next speaker, Chuck Worcester, lives in White River Junction, Vermont, where he owns and runs Sunrise Farms on Route 5. Now in its 27th year, the farm raises organic vegetables, pastured lamb, chickens, and eggs. Chuck knows firsthand that the policies of the wannabe king in Washington are worsening the biggest problem facing farmers today. Please come tell us about it, Chuck.
Wonderful. Thank you for that great introduction. Who's a fan of maple syrup here? The good news is it's been a pretty good year in sugar bushes across Vermont, New Hampshire. So we're hoping for one big run this next week to top off for the year. So thanks so much for having me here today. While the news is really good in the sugar bush right now, it's not so good on farms across Vermont, New Hampshire right now. Many of these are things you already know about. Costs are soaring, from diesel to fertilizer to greenhouse frames. Migrant workers who do much of the work on the dairy farms and even the vegetable farms in our twin states are being driven into hiding, whether they have legal documents or not. These are real costs. They're terrible costs. They're human costs. And it will take us a generation to recover from them. But there's another cost, a terrible cost, that we may not be able to recover from in one generation, or indeed in many generations. And that is the deliberate destruction of the natural world on which we all depend. We've known for more than 50 years, my entire lifetime, that burning fossil fuels is slowly altering the temperature of the Earth's surface, making our weather more dangerous and more unpredictable. And yet one man, the current president, a man who has never been closer to nature than the seat of a golf cart, has unilaterally withdrawn us from the few global treaties we have that have attempted to address this problem. He's directed his government not to classify fossil fuel emissions as pollution. And he has pulled federal support away from clean technology to heap it once again on the oil and gas industry. Unbelievably, we will burn more fossil fuel around the world this year than in any other year in human history. What does this mean on a small farm in the Connecticut Valley of New Hampshire and Vermont? It means that the weather, which has always been unpredictable, has become a dangerous beast. When I started my farm 27 years ago, I had a light-duty irrigation system to get me through the dry time of a normal New England summer. Now I have ponds, wells, pumps, sprinklers, and more than $100,000 in irrigation, because sometimes it doesn't rain here for months at a time. That makes it more expensive for me to grow food, for you to buy it, and for all of us to eat. And then there's thousands of dollars more in ditches, culverts, and drains, because the total amount of rainfall in New England has increased 20% in my lifetime. So now we live in the time of drought and flood. And then, of course, there are the insects and diseases moving north to take advantage of our thawing winter. Everyone here who's older than me will recall that finding a tick was once a very rare thing. And if you did, it was on the ear of your dog. It was never on you, it was never a deer tick, and it was never with a disease you could catch. Now insects and diseases are becoming so common on our farms that at the conclusion of our winter meetings every year in Vermont, our ag specialists give us the preview of coming attractions. It's a sort of horror movie trailer of insects that are moving their way up into New England for the first time. But beyond the flood and the drought and the insects and the sheer stress of the heat and the anticipating or reacting to this new normal, there's just the plain immorality of destroying our creation.
Amen.
Those of us who are farmers are first and foremost stewards of this earth. We spend our lives in the soil because we love the soil and the outdoors and the beauty of nature that's all around us. Destroying this world is not just bad economics, it's repugnant. It doesn't have to be this way, of course. We already have the technology and the know-how to wean our civilization off of fossil fuel. We have the tools, we just need to use them. So what can we do? We can vote, of course. We can vote for candidates and for a political system that values the natural world and all the benefits it provides, from recreation to tasty food to sheer beauty. We can vote for a political system and an economy that makes clean energy cheap and dirty energy expensive. We can vote to have our tax dollars build up America, build up middle America, instead of blowing up the Middle East. Again. We can vote for the future. In the meantime, if you're in a position to do so, you can also vote with your dollars. Put solar panels on your house. Put an electric vehicle in your driveway. Put a heat pump in your house. Buy some low-carbon, locally grown food that wasn't transported halfway around the world with fossil fuel. We have the tools, we just need to use them. In closing, I want to leave you with the wise words and simple advice of a Kentucky farmer, author, and poet. A person who's the guide star for many of us in the farming community, Wendell Berry. All right, this is the part when I knew I was going to cry. Wendell Berry says, "We have lived our lives by the assumption that what was good for us would be good for the world. We have been wrong. We must change our lives so that we live by the assumption that what is good for the world will be good for us." Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck Worcester. Yeah. Heartfelt words of wisdom. You know, right-wing politicians on both the federal and state levels are attacking diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. They're trying to undermine education. They're dismantling the federal Department of Education and trying to suppress civil rights in schools. Here to give some students' viewpoints, let me introduce Beatrice Reichman and Leo Stridicus.
Here, just grab this one.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi, my name is Leo. I'm the political director for the Dartmouth Democrats.
And I'm Bee, and I'm the president of the Dartmouth College Democrats.
Real quickly, it's moving for Dartmouth, so not a lot of us are here. So if we could take a quick picture with y'all, so next time we can encourage more folks to come, that would be awesome.
Smile.
All right, go ahead, please.
So me and Leo are best friends, and we work together, and we're also here to talk to you about Gen Z's role in this movement and the things that Gen Z are passionate about. So a lot of people have been asking us recently, where is Gen Z? And if you look around, I don't see a ton of us. I'm sure there's a few of us here. Hi! And I usually have a pretty rehearsed response when people ask me this. I say, we might not be out holding signs or protesting on the streets, but we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. We have meetings every week with over 50 students. We knock on doors, we text bank, we work for local and state candidates, we post on social media, and we write op-eds.
That being said, a look around a protest, or for that matter, a polling station during the election, shows that youth involvement in our political system is in crisis. But it's not that we don't care. We do. And our generation has always been active. It's that we haven't always found our role in party politics and established political movements. We have been a generation that has grown up in activism, but the issues that we have fought to solve have not always been fixed.
We've grown up advocating for positive reforms, and yet we don't always see that represented in movements and parties that are focused on defense. Both me and Leo were in second grade when the Sandy Hook shooting occurred. And I still remember going up to my second grade teacher and asking if we could write letters for the victims' families. And she said that we couldn't because it was too scary for second graders.
We grew up where our teachers were afraid of talking about the threats that were posed to us by guns, but every month we practiced hiding under our tables. As seventh graders, we walked out of class after the shootings at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas to protest for stronger gun legislation.
And just a few months ago, we saw our peers and classmates murdered in chemistry classrooms at Brown University.
We're also the generation of broken climate promises. I remember growing up hearing, oh, if we all get it together, we'll stop climate change by 2020. But 2020 passed, and then it was, we'll stop it by 2025. Now it is 2026, and the problem is just getting worse.
And now it's 2026, and we're still fighting to protect our reproductive rights as women. I remember vividly when Roe v. Wade was overturned, listening to my grandmother tell me about taking her best friend in college to get an illegal abortion and how she was worried the same thing could happen to friends of mine.
And Gen Z is still fighting. Students are walking out of their classes to protest ICE tyranny on the streets of Minneapolis, in Los Angeles, and across the country. Gen Z is mobilizing to fight for economic justice in the face of the largest affordability crisis in American history. Just because we are not actively involved in party politics does not mean that we are still not out here fighting.
Gen Z is not defined by what we oppose. We are defined by the positive reforms that we stand for. We are defined by who we choose to uplift. We are about a party that brings people in, not shuns people out. We want to protect the underprivileged and advocate, not slam doors in their faces.
In the final years of the Biden administration and during the 2024 election, we saw the Democratic Party adopt some of the same dangerous anti-immigrant rhetoric that has been parroted by the far right. Here in New Hampshire, last year we watched the state legislature pass a radical anti-trans bill that stripped rights against trans youth. A bill, mind you, that was voted for by more than a dozen Democrats in the state legislature. Our failures as a party and as a movement to bring working class people and students into it will not be solved by throwing the most vulnerable members of our coalition under the bus. Trans people are not the reason that Americans cannot afford health care. They're not the reason that we cannot afford houses. They're not the reasons we cannot afford gas or food. Immigrants are not the ones who are showing up in the Epstein files. They're not the ones who are spending our tax dollars on an illegal war to bomb children in a country on the other side of the world. We need to build a Big Tent movement. We need to invite people of all creeds, walks of lives, ideologies, and backgrounds into our party. But being a Big Tent movement means defending everybody in the darn tent.
So as young leaders, we believe the solution is to rewrite the narrative. We are no longer on the defense. We are here to advocate, to stand for economic justice, to stand for unions, to stand for reproductive rights, to stand for climate protections, and to stand for gun safety. Every person is responsible for this movement, and every person can play a different role. Some of us can be on the streets protesting, holding signs. Others of us can be knocking on doors, text banking, writing op-eds, and meeting with students across the country. Do your part to be part of this creative, diverse, and driven movement, driven and for the American people.
As student leaders, we know that much of the responsibility of mobilizing Gen Z falls on us. And at Dartmouth Democrats, we are ready to meet that challenge. We are building a movement on campus defined not just by what we oppose, but by what we stand for. We are mobilizing students for the upcoming elections. We invite all of you to join us. Here in New Hampshire, we have a governor's race, a Senate race, 2 competitive House races, and just a 30-minute drive from Lebanon here, there are more than a dozen competitive state House districts, all of which we can flip. We know we will prevail. This is the live free or die state. Today, tomorrow, and always we will choose freedom, so join us this November. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Beatrice and Leo. Yes, thank you for being here. So, there was a revolution that said no kings quite a while ago, and I think we have another one going today. There are more than 1,000 people here today, according to our rough head count. Thank you for turning out. You know, there's a professor at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government named Erica Chenoweth, who has studied countries that have successfully defeated repressive regimes. She found that resistance movements are more likely to succeed if they're nonviolent, sustained over time, with a diverse group of participants employing a range of protest tactics, and if they get at least 3.5% of the population participating. That would be about 11 or 12 million people in the United States. The last No Kings in October drew as many as 7 million people. We're getting there. If you didn't get a sticker when you entered the park, I think there's still some at the entrances. We're going to try and get some at the tent before you go. That's how we're doing a head count. So for successful resistance movements, it's not enough to just show up at fun rallies like this one today. People need to be active in an ongoing way. If you found it helpful to be among this crowd of patriots, please consider taking the next step and getting a little bit more active. Call your members of Congress often. Put them on speed dial. At our Indivisible tent, you can sign up for our newsletter or make a donation to support our efforts. Maybe join our events committee to help organize more public events like this and get millions more people to resist the repressive policies coming out of Washington, D.C. and Concord, New Hampshire. There will be a No Kings 4, I'm sure of it, probably a No Kings 5, because we will not shut up until the regime is taken down. And hey, like the student said, it's an election year. Not only should we all vote this year, but you can join our elections committee to make sure that we can vote. President Trump and his cronies already have said that they will try to take over the 2026 elections, but they will fail because we won't let them. Our Indivisible chapter also has an ICE Out committee dedicated to stopping harm from ICE in our area. We have a legislative committee and an education committee. Plus, what we like to call our task force is always looking for people who may be too busy right now to join a committee, but might help with individual tasks when you're available. So get yourself over to the Indivisible tent if any of this appeals to you, or email at us at info@indivisiblenhuv.org. Every little bit helps. And if you can, join us at our next general meeting, which is on Sunday, April 19th, in person and on Zoom, from 2 to 3 p.m. in Hanover's Howe Library. Now, here's a musical treat for you. Please welcome Upper Valley Singing Resistance.
Okay, we've got 6 minutes. Maybe people have heard some of the music that came out of Minneapolis when they had the ice surge.
Check.
Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people sang on the streets of Minneapolis, and they sang songs written for now, for these times, about the things that are happening in our country. They sang outside the hotels where ICE agents were being put up, and the song said, "You can change your mind." That was the message. They sang in churches, they sang on the streets, they sang everywhere. And you actually heard 1 or 2 of the songs today. Karen sang one at the beginning, "We Are Here." And also one was sung earlier before the rally even started. So we've started Upper Valley Singing Resistance with pods, small groups of people singing in many different communities. There's a group, 2 groups meeting in Norwich, there's a group in Heartland, there's a group at Kendall, there's a group in Lebanon. There are some small flyers on the table with a QR code and a URL if you'd like more information. The songs are simple, they have powerful messages, and they're going to be brought to all kinds of settings, to rallies, to ICE actions, to town councils who are voting things that we don't agree with. So I'm not a professional singer in any way, but I love to sing. And when you sing with 40 or 50 or 80 people, doesn't matter what your voice sounds like, really. So we're going to teach you the song that has become the anthem. Was written by a woman in Vermont, Heidi Wilson, and she wrote the song actually to commemorate the life of a young boy in the Northeast Kingdom who took his own life. And his family asked a local songwriter if she would write a song to keep people hopeful. So Heidi Wilson wrote the song. It's called Hold On. It's very simple. Look at all these brave people on the stage. Come on up. All right. How are we doing? Yeah, sure.
You started.
Hold on. Hold on, my dear ones. Here comes the dawn. Now you know it.
That's it.
Hold on. Hold on, my dear ones. Here comes the dawn. Here comes the dawn. Let's sing it 2 more times. Hold on. Hold on, my dear ones. My dear. Here comes the dawn. Here comes the dawn. Sing it one more time. Hold on. Hold on, my dear ones. Here comes the dawn.
Give yourselves a hand.
We have one more. Would you like to learn one more?
All right, we need a G.
Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone, oh these people are ours, just like we are theirs. They belong to us, and we belong to them. Everyone, oh everyone, all these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong to them, and they belong to us. Everyone, oh everyone, all these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong to them, and they belong to us. It's a round, I'm not sure. No. Okay.
Give it up for the Upper Valley Singing Resistance. Should have had them sing the New Hampshire state song as they left the stage. Anybody know that song? I just learned we had one. I'm not going to try and sing it for you. Maybe next time. No Kings 4, okay? But it's my pleasure now to introduce our next speaker, New Hampshire Representative Tom Corman. Hey, Tom. He has represented Grafton District 15 in the State House of Representatives since 2022. He is an emeritus professor of computer science and a former chairman of the College of Computer Science at Dartmouth College. Tom's going to give us his perspective from the New Hampshire State House. Please welcome Tom Corman.
So I represent Ward 3 of Lebanon, which is the northeast section. I think we're in it right now. So about a year ago, I was talking with my father. He's a World War II veteran. He's now 100 years old. He voted for Trump in 2016. I'm not sure what he did in 2020, but in 2024, he did not vote for Trump. We were talking and we realized we couldn't decide which scared us more, Trump's incompetence or his competence. But I'm here to talk to you about what's going on in the state. There's a famous quote attributed to Tip O'Neill that all politics is local. The policies that are voted on in Concord affect us here in many ways more than the policies that are voted on in Washington. So you should know about what's going on in Concord, because it really does affect us here. The New Hampshire House is run by one party. They have a 40-seat majority right now. And that party is run by the Free State Project, the Free Staters, and the Liberty Alliance. They get their backing from Americans for Prosperity. That would be the Koch brothers, or the Koch brother, and the American Legislative Exchange Council, known as ALEC, funded by the Koch networks, energy companies, pharma, and tobacco. They started out as ultra-libertarians. They want the smallest possible government, and then less than that. Thousands of them have moved here to New Hampshire in the last 2 decades. And their idea was to take over the government of a small state. They voted online for New Hampshire. Wyoming came in second. This is one case where I wish Wyoming had won. A few dozen of them are now in the New Hampshire House, and they actually run the Republican caucus. They rule with an iron fist. If you vote against them, they will take you off your committee. They will demote you from committee chairmanship. They even took a Democrat off my committee just because she wanted to be called by her full name, because there are 2 reps on our committee with the same last name. Their behavior knows no bounds. A great example is when Representative Joe Sweeney, I'm looking at Karen, actually filed a bill to impeach our executive counselor, Karen Leo Hill. Fortunately, that bill died an ignominious death in committee. However, we've had other really bad incidents. There was a Jewish state rep who invited everyone to the karaoke caucus, where reps get together at karaoke and sing. In response to an invitation to the karaoke caucus, this rep, Travis Corcoran from Ware, posted on X, "We need a final solution for theater kids in politics." Y'all know what final solution means? So far, there's been no sanction from House leadership. Former executive counselor Andrew Volinsky revealed his plan to fund education by a combination of income and property tax. The Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, in response, posted the following on X. Governor candidate Andrew Volinsky is threatening the forced conscription of millions of hours of labor. under libertarian ethical theory, it is perfectly permissible to kill him. And then in parentheses they put, not an encouragement to do so as we wish to follow the X terms of service. So they're actually more concerned about pissing off Elon Musk than about inciting people to murder. And these calls to violence are particularly disturbing in the wake of the shooting incidents of Steve Scalise and Gabby Giffords, Congresspeople. In the wake of, right, got the wrong page here. In the wake of the attempted kidnapping of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, the violent attack on Paul Pelosi in his home, the arson at the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, the murder of Minnesota Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and the shooting of State Senator John Hoffman and his wife, and the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and of course, January 6th. Yes, good idea. Get the violent terrorists out of government. They're also defunding state government. They reduce every revenue stream they can find. They are dismantling public education by underfunding it. Our state's share of funding public education is the lowest of 50 states. And if we doubled it, it would still be the lowest of 50 states. And that funding is coming from your property taxes. That's how we have to fund education, from your property taxes. And your property taxes don't care about your ability to pay. Worse yet, we have these things called education freedom accounts. I don't know if you've heard of these. School vouchers. They're taking $51 million out of public education and diverting it to private, religious, and home schools. They were sold as a way to allow lower income students to access private schools, except that the vast majority of people using EFAs were never in public schools. They didn't really open opportunity for people. They're administered by a company in New York that takes off 10% as an administrative fee. There's no accountability. We have no idea how well students on EFAs are doing, and they keep expanding the program. They call it wildly successful. Well, duh, who doesn't want free money? And also, by the way, it goes against the New Hampshire Constitution for you to pay for someone else's religious education. Yet it's been ruled legal. Go figure. So I don't think we can actually think of the Free Staters as libertarians anymore. They believe in liberty for themselves, but not for you. Liberty for me, but not for thee. They have no problem restricting other people's rights. They consistently vote to restrict reproductive rights. They consistently vote to restrict voting rights along the lines of the SAVE Act that is working its way, I hope, not through Congress. They consistently vote to restrict what our libraries can offer and what our teachers can teach, allowing only a sanitized version of our nation's history. They consistently vote to punch down and restrict trans rights. When they do that, we have to defend our trans neighbors. And then they go, but all you care about is trans people. No, that's not all we care about. But when you attack our trans neighbors, of course we're going to defend them. They want everyone to be able to carry weapons on college campuses, not just students, everybody. Everyone such as the shooter at Brown University. And, you know, let's face it, having drunk college students having guns, what could possibly go wrong? They're also fine with people with mental health problems having access to guns. They voted against feeding kids, and right after that vote, they went down to the cafeteria in the State House and had a free lunch. They vote for every wacko anti-vaccination bill and for ivermectin. They stand in the way of renewable energy bowing at the altars of natural gas and nuclear power. And that's even though the cheapest energy is renewable, and it's also the one thing we can build soon in New Hampshire. And it keeps our energy dollars right here in the state rather than sending them to Texas or another big oil producing state, California. They claim that our high energy prices are due to the renewable energy requirements of the other New England states. A couple of days ago, I actually talked with our state consumer advocate about this. And I asked, is that true? And he used a word for something that comes out of the back end of a male cow to describe that. No, it's not true. And they even want to separate the electric grid in New Hampshire from the rest of New England. That is crazy talk. It would certainly raise our rates because we'd have to replicate everything that the regional grid operator does. But you know why they want to do that? Because a lot of them want to secede from the United States. So wouldn't it be great to have to produce a passport to drive over the bridge on 89 or to go down to Massachusetts or Maine? That's what they want. And that's one reason why they're so big into cryptocurrency, because when we become our own nation, then they can just use that as currency. So, how are we going to make things better? Well, one thing that we can do is vote, but another thing that we can do is actually run for office. And it really doesn't matter what office. It could be school board, it could be city council, select board, and we actually do have several House districts right around here that would be really wonderful to flip. We're pretty good here in Lebanon, we're pretty good here in Hanover, but the surrounding towns, not so great. We have good Democratic reps from Enfield and Canaan, but they're also in a flotarial with 8 other towns, and the rep there is not good. So please try to get some of these people out. Let's take back the House. We need to flip a little more than 20 seats out of 400 to take back the New Hampshire House. And I speak for all my colleagues on our side of the aisle when I say we really appreciate your support. It's really what keeps us going. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom Corman. You know, you should know that Indivisible this year for the first time is planning to do endorsements in primary races in New Hampshire. And if you run, we might endorse you. So think about it. All right, for a very special musical treat, please welcome Adam Sorsher and his band Never Too Late.
That's never too late. Oh, we're so happy to be here today, everybody. I might think on this day and this day only, it would be nice to have just a little bit of global warming. We've heard so many great new songs today. We're going to sing a few that are a little more traditional. I'm good.
Adam, plug in. Hold on. We know it's been a long day. Everyone's cold. I suggest you move your feet, dance. We're just going to do a couple songs and then walk it home.
Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. This is an old spiritual, and it's a song of hope, because it says that even the mighty Pharaoh's army was not invincible. When we're all united, that's when freedom rings. Sing it all together now. No more kings. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. harmony. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
The folks of Minnesota are so darn nice. Let's nominate them for Nobel Prize. Rebel army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. Sing one, Bethany.
Trump's making billions while the living cost soars. We're all getting burned by his unjust wars. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep. My favorite verse was by our bassist, Eric Bronstein.
Well, this madman will go down in history as the one who tried to trash our democracy. But we, the people, said no to thee. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Oh, Mary, don't you weep, don't you mourn. Pharaoh's army got drowned. Oh, Mary, don't you weep.
Okay, now we'll go right into.
We're going to do one more. Some of you remember this song from many years ago and probably think it was overplayed, and then some younger people don't even know this song, but we just love to sing it.
And if you know it, we hope you'll sing along.
Thank you so much for coming out today. We're so happy to be here. There's been so much good music and speechifying. We'll see you at the next No Kings. All over this land. Ooh, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening. All over this land, I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out a love between my brothers and my sisters. All over this land. Ooh, if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening. All over this land, I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters. All over this land. Ooh. Well, I've got a hammer and I got a bell and I got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice. It's the bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters. All over this land. It's the hammer of justice. It's the bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters. All over this land. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
excited singing. We hardly remembered we had to come up and say thank yous. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Never Too Late. Thanks again to Adam and Derek for running the sound systems. Thank you also our events committee and our people at the tables and our stage managers and our MC. Thank you for all the peacekeepers who have the courage and compassion to de-escalate when necessary. And thank you for, last and not least, Sherry Boschert, our MC.
Is there more?
Yeah, and last but not least, we want to thank all the other amazing volunteers who organized and staffed the rally today. Too many to mention individually.
So let's send them all love even as you leave. Send all these people love. And we also want to remind you one more time, remember we're having a general meeting on Sunday, April 19th. At the Howe Library from 2 to 3 p.m., I believe. Get our newsletter, and you will announce it there. That can be attended by Zoom as well. And remember, no ice, no war, no kings. One more time, no ice, no war, no kings. Get home safely. Thank you all.